came into a couple tickets, and I've been a Cub fan my whole life, so the boys will survive one day without.
But they didn't even score when you were there last time.
They didn't. You're exactly right, so they're due.
You're not.
What do you think of the game tonight? Give us your prediction, or how do you think it's going to go?
Well, in some ways, I think both pitching staffs are set up. They can go with, obviously, their stud who's been pitched great, and they got the two relievers in the pen. But we can come with Lester and Lackey in the pen as well, and Chapman's fine. He can pitch as much as we need. He'd go 8 innings as far as I'm concerned if we need him to.
I like how you refer to him as we, you and the rest of your Cub teammates.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a long, painful life, so you got to look forward to something like this.
You sound really optimistic for someone who hasn't seen.
Do you know where you're going to be sitting?
I have no idea, no, but I'll be in the stadium somewhere, which would be kind of fun.
Next to LeBron.
I doubt it.
Are you going with somebody? You going by
A couple friends here from town, so
Wow.
So it'll be fun.
Outstanding. That's great.
Greg, I want to ask you about the 18th preseason poll, picked 22nd. It's only the third time the school's ever had that happen in the preseason. What does that mean?
Well, I've always said that preseason predictions, whether it be preseason conference rankings or national rankings, are based a lot on what happened last year and how much of that you return. And, we returned 4 starters, and we had some good pieces to the puzzle, I think, in particular with Marcus and Justin, who sat out last year. So, the pieces are there, I think, to have a great year. Whether we can make that come to fruition, I don't know. But I like what we've done the first month. I've been on the other end of when we've been picked last in the league, and usually when you're picked last in the league, there's a reason you're picked last in the league. And when you're recognized as one of the top 25 teams in the country, there's a reason for that as well. It usually means you get pretty good players.
Have you had to talk to your guys about expectations and hype and all that kind of stuff? And if so, what have you told them?
Well, as you know, Maurice really likes confidence, so I'm working on him with his confidence to make sure he feels good about our team and about our potential for this season. But no, they're a confident group, and they get along well, and they've worked hard, and they've had each other's back. And the practices have been grueling in a sense because of the number of guys that we've had out. We just haven't had a lot of bodies on the floor, and gradually those guys are coming back. Zach's practiced a couple times now, and he's feeling a little bit better. Cole's still not close to where he needs to be, but he's making progress. And Martin was out, for 4 or 5 days with a sprained ankle, and he's back on the floor now. So it's good to have some bodies out there, and at least we can give them a break in practice.
What do you want to see the team improve on from the Missouri scrimmage going into this exhibition game? Because obviously, you're not going to get very much time before you get to face a Wisconsin team that's a lot of people are very high. What do you want to see improve in this short time?
Well, we do play UMKC before Wisconsin, so don't forget about that. We didn't shoot the ball well against Missouri. I think 37% for the scrimmage. I haven't said that. We still scored nearly 90 points. So, this team has a capability of scoring in different ways. We got to the free throw line a lot, and I think trying to guard Maurice and Marcus with the new rules is very challenging for a defense. So, we want to put those guys in some isolation situations where they can make some things happen. But we fouled a little bit too much. I wasn't really pleased with our defensive rebounding. I think we have to make some strides there. And those are things we'll be looking for Friday night.
How are your drivers responding to, the coach's objective of, not necessarily settling for jumpers more and, trying to get all those step backs and taking it to the hole, being aggressive and getting to the foul line?
Well, Marcus is better than he's been. He loves that step back jumper, and he can make it. But I've gone through and pulled out a lot of the step back jumper in practice and shared some of those shooting percentages with him. He's just so powerful getting to the basket, and that has to be part of who he is. And if it will be, I think that's going to set up the rest of his game.
You got anybody not playing Friday?
No, I think everybody will be in uniform. How much we play Cole and Zach will be dependent on what happens in practice the next couple days. But I think they both played 10 minutes in the scrimmage against Missouri, and if we could get that out of them again, it'd be another step in the right direction.
How helpful is an exhibition game just to go through the basics of game day or game night?
I think the part of it is just the routine of game day, but secondly is for the new guys to put on the uniform and play with the lights on before it counts. Guys like Justin and Davion and Kobe that have never played in a game there before. It's a neat experience for them. It maybe gets some of the jitters out so they don't experience that quite as much when we play the following Friday.
you had the redshirt conversation with Davion or Kobe yet? Or
No, I don't anticipate either will redshirt. Davion, if we were playing a game today, he'd be playing some backup minutes at the point guard. And, Kobe's made good progress. Obviously, there's some experience in front of him with Marcus and Taz and Z, but he would be the next guy right now because we've kind of made the commitment to slide Ronnie to that power forward, although he could play some small forward if he needed to. But Kobe's done some good things. He can score in a lot of ways, and it's just like with every freshman, it's the consistency and the defensive end and understanding what we're trying to do on offense. It just takes a little time.
How close are you to figuring out sort of how you're going to rotate guys and make substitution patterns? When does that start?
Well, it's already started. And as I alluded to, I think it'll be, Maurice and Davion at the point, and then those four wings that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Inside, part of it's going to depend on when we get guys healthy, and how quickly can we get Cole back to performing at the level that he's capable of performing at. How far is Zach away from playing extended minutes? And can Martine get that ankle healthy enough where he can play more than a couple minutes at a time? But because the reality of it is, Ronnie, Toby, and Justin are the only three guys that haven't missed a practice in the front line. So that's probably going to be a work in progress even early in the season.
It's got to be nice. Obviously, you played in the scrimmage, but having a game situation, how nice is that going to be, even though it's an exhibition?
Real nice. Finally be able to get back out there again, play in an official game. Obviously, it doesn't count, but a real game, get back out there, it'll be a lot of fun.
What do you hope to accomplish, not only as a team, but maybe you personally?
As a team, I think that we can make a deep run in the tournament. But one game at a time, obviously. But for me personally, I want to stay healthy for a year and be a great teammate and do what I can to help us win.
How about Friday night? What do you want to get out of it as a personally, maybe to get over a hurdle, and maybe as a team to get over that first hurdle?
Well, personally, just to get back out there, playing another game, last exhibition game for me. So it'll be exciting. But as a team, I think building, it's a building block, and Friday will be a good chance for us to see what we need to improve on and continue to improve on throughout the year.
What did it mean to be ranked in the Associated Press preseason top 25? Since it's only been the third time in the school's history.
I mean, it's obviously a big honor. Anytime you're preseason ranked, but obviously you don't want to get too excited about it. You know that you got to work hard to keep up, stay in the rankings, and I think that we got a long way to go still. But I think we're on the right track to being that great team we can be.
What does that say about this team that you get that respect right before the season's even started?
I think people see that we have a lot of talent, we have a lot of depth, but I think we as a team understand that we got to stay hungry, and we're not going to relax just because they picked us in the top 25 to start the year.
How's it been sort of incorporating everybody into, like you said, a lot of talent, a lot of depth, everyone getting an opportunity to get shots and just finding, figuring out how each other plays? How's that been?
It's been good. Obviously, it's not 100% there yet, and I think the preseason game will be a good, like I said, a good building block, kind of understanding where everyone starts to kind of fit in and know their role. But it's been great. We obviously as a team don't care who gets the shots. We just want to win. So everybody is starting to know their role, but I think after Friday, everyone will really know their role and what they can do to help us.
What's the best? Is an exhibition game like the best test of that? Because I know you have practices and maybe the scrimmage is an opportunity to sort of figure it out, but I'm sure you guys talk a lot about it. Hey, I'm going to be here when I do this, you do this, that type of stuff. Is the game the best setting, or have you figured it all out?
No, I mean, you don't figure it out until you really get to play in games. So I think the exhibition will be a great start. The scrimmage was great for us. We had some miscommunications on stuff like that where I'd be, where I'd should throw it and all that kind of stuff. But I think after the exhibition game, we'll start to be able to know just watching the film.